Love and Light Collective, back at it with another live stream. I'm excited. I really missed you guys. Much Love and Light Collective. All right, let's get to it. We got pick-up piles again, and we got 3 piles tonight. We're going to talk about where you are at with things. All right, so whoever's coming to the table tonight, please understand, let's set the scene, right? You would be here trying to figure out, referable to what all you got going on, some thoughts and feelings, some actions, right? Some hesitancies, perhaps, and I ain't here to word curse or project it onto anyone, right? But that really is a sum and substance as to why, we have tonight's session. It's really for members of the collective, maybe not all of you, okay? I mean, I really don't want to word curse you there either, though, just saying, because you all really do got stuff going on. But this may not, from one pile to the next, resonate wholly, right? But at the same time, it could definitely resonate in certain aspects, okay? And that's okay too. You guys make sense of it as you will. Take it with a grain of salt, if you will, right? Free will is still a thing for you, to be clear. Just please and thank you. Don't forget, your intuition's not supposed to be like, I don't know, like gagged and bound in the back of somebody's trunk, okay? Just saying, you got to use it even for tonight's pick a pile session, all right? And again, we have 3 piles, okay? I don't have any markers, but let's see. What I will share with you is that you are being expected to, guided to, being asked of you to essentially embrace the all right now. So that's really talking about a whole host of stuff. I get that. Sounds general and generic to me. I get that too. Just trying to guide you gently into the pile from one to the next. Love and light. Oh, orange, Siona. Okay, now pile number 3, because again, we don't have any markers, you guys. Let's just talk about a little something something so you can see, like, oh, is this something I should really be paying attention to? Is it my reading, kind of thing? Okay. You are very, very much, pile number 2, a creator of type. A certain type, excuse me. And so this could be something very like niche oriented, however you pronounce that. But it could be, something, I'm hearing you say technical, okay? And then as well as what I want to kind of say is like generally understood to be a creative person, a creator of sorts, like an artist, okay? Now whether that's paintbrush and canvas or hair or perhaps ingredients might be something to state there. We'll take a closer look, of course. I have gone ahead and pulled all the cards, you guys, but I didn't memorize from one pile to the next, and quite honestly, I got on here a little bit later than I wanted to and intended to, right? So there's that. So forgive me, I don't really know what all we're talking about at the moment. So there's that. And pile number 3, let's see, what do we got? All right. Pile number 3, there are some strong desires that you have been mulling over, maybe even praying over, okay, and or asking for. And of course, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon. Not that I've got any cats here at all, but just saying, all is well and no animals or anything was harmed in the filming of tonight's session, to be clear. Okay, I don't want anyone upset out there just wondering what I meant by that phrase, okay, to be clear. But that's what we're going to be talking about from one pile to the next, you guys. I'm mindful of the hour. Like I said, did get on here a little late, and just to make it up to you, how about we just go on ahead and ring the bell and see if anyone has any questions. If not, you guys, we're going to go right into these piles. I'm excited to see what all comes through the channeling. I know a little something about some of the cards, okay, from what I recall, but not really everything, you guys. And to be clear, Mercury is in retrograde, so like heads up, please and thank you. Bear with your girl. I've been stumbling on some of my thoughts, even, let alone whenever I have to speak some of these things out. So really sensitive this time, you guys, interestingly enough. I guess we just already had a lot going on before retrograde was retrograding, before it was even in retrograde. So there's that. All right, so we don't have any takers at the moment. No worries. Pile number 2 at 525. Let's do it. Okay. Somebody could listen to an. I'm really not being coy. I don't actually know at the moment. I mean, if my mind goes to it, I'll let you know. But somebody could listen to a reader on here on YouTube, and whatever their name is, whatever the name of their channel, um, it's a female or female appearing person. Okay, I can tell you that much. And they say the phrase "Let's do it" like this. "Lay do it." I don't know who that is, but I heard that and I got chills on that. Somebody listens to that particular reader. Pile number 1. Okay, so if that's you, this is your message. Doesn't have to be you, you guys. Just saying it came through the channeling. I have to be mindful to deliver. All right, long story short. Okay, so we are talking action or maybe inaction at this point. Keywords at this point. Pile number 1, right? There's some significance to the springtime, as well as, I don't know, this is like heavily season based because I think we're talking about winter in here. Yep, 9 of winter. Also, heads up, in case you weren't aware, pile number 1, you definitely do have connection to the Fae. I was guided to one of my fairy tarot decks here, and it was to be understood that that was supposed to be part and parcel of the message, for whomever resonates with pile number 1, okay, regardless of the reasoning why. Now, we've got talk of spring and winter. I know, right? We just said that, but also summer. So there's some significance to the seasons. Okay, there could be some significance to change. Okay, maybe somebody has been a little like stubborn about making change. Okay, I'm just the messenger upon number 1. You take what resonates. And also, to be clear, it's still a general collective message from one pile to the next. Pile number 1. All right. So take what resonates for you. If you're getting triggered, you probably need to take a closer look. Just saying. Because why would that be? Are we talking truth too much? You know, I'm not here to judge. I'm damn sure here to tell the truth. Okay. So if it's coming through the channeling, guess what? It's coming through the channeling for a reason, right? So there's that. Okay. And maybe this is part and parcel, dare I say, synchronistic of some of the talks that you've ultimately learned, come to know and love, that you have to from time to time have with yourself. Okay, can't really rely on some form of coach, regardless of whether they lay claim to know and love you or not. All right, long story short, firstly, and that's the key word, firstly, I'm not poo-pooing on life coaches. I too am. I mean, essentially, right? Long story short, okay, wear many hats. Anyhow, I digress. Okay, so really, you are learning more about yourself in this journey. So again, when you slice the pie that way, it's giving where was the problem, right? And there's plenty more where that came from. Long story short, and that too is not a threat. You're learning that life, the journey, the process, the change doesn't have to be a threat, a punishment, just because it can seem like it is and or feel threatening. Okay? Long story short, you got to work through the triggers. It's kind of like how we say from time to time on the channel, um, you know, even if you've got to do it triggered, then do it triggered, right? So long as you're doing it, not in the sense of being unloving towards self, but in the sense of overcoming stagnancy, maybe even overcoming aspects of being stubborn. Makes sense. Okay. But there was some sort of action that was supposed to be taken on the part of you here, collective member, resonating with pile number 1. Okay, and it was to be understood, whether simply and solely intuitively. However, I do see intuition laced all over here. It's giving, you know this. Whoever's resonating with this pile, all right. And there was some intuitive download, experience, understanding, revolution, excuse me, revolution, my goodness, revelation, and or epiphany, like I said, about, doing something by springtime, okay? There was some event or need or catalyst in the winter months, okay? And this could also be, being that we've got the nine here, the nine of winter, this could also be inclusive of the month of September, perhaps. Again, heavy connection to the Fae. You could have recently seen a dragonfly in your environment, whether this is an icon or the actual insect, okay? Take what resonates there. But you're being guided to, as ever, to trust your intuition, pile number one, okay? You don't get the High Priestess card coming out um, outside of perhaps a third party. Love and light, divine timing. And you're talking about, you know, weakness spiritually. That doesn't check out. It doesn't add up. It's not a thing. High Priestess, just like most things, is what she is. Okay, whether Geiger, what have you, we're talking energy, to be clear. So the High Priestess, speaks of a direct connect to like source life force, as well as source activity, as well as Akashic records. I mean, tapped in, okay? But yet, though we're talking about all of these things and these truths, and they do connect back to you, pal number one, we are still talking about a level of inaction. All right. And so this has to be looked at. Okay, and again, we keep honing in on winter to spring, right? But I do see that there is some clarity coming in. This could be simply and solely, um, you know, the confirmation coming in through this message, all right? But the Sun card, yes, it is the happiest card of any tarot deck. I'll give you that much, right? But it also does speak to a level of clarity and intuitive guidance, okay? As well as divine assistance. Long story short, there could be some connection to Sun God Ra, okay? You could be, considering yourself as one of his children, I'm hearing to say through the channeling. This is what I'm hearing. But really, with the Sun card and the Balance card coming out of here, and obviously the Fae deck is not anything like that of a traditional rider weight type based traditional deck here, right? So we were talking about some like what I say are extra cards with this balance here, but this is giving kind of temperance angel energy anyhow, right? There could be some significance to Leo chart placement. Doesn't have to be the case. And of course, I do see air coming out here pretty heavily as well. So there is some of you, maybe not all, a situation or situations where you are, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to take the action, but like, this is a freaking project. There's no way I'm doing all of this always and in all ways, on my own blood, sweat, and tears. And I get that too. Okay, there's something about merging viewpoints to create a better solution or resolution. There's also something about taking time, planning so that things work out more smoothly. There's something about bouncing ideas off, one another, or between you and this team, and or vice versa, and being grateful, like essentially, chills on this, for the journey, right? Not necessarily waiting to be grateful once it's finished, once the action has been 1010% enacted out. No, no, okay, because then we talk about this all the time on the channel. Maybe you're newer here, okay. Either way, the long and the short of it here is, think of it like going to a final destination that's great, like a beach vacation comes to mind for me. I love going to the beach, okay? So, but I do know, as much as I love going to the beach, I don't wait to celebrate once, my piggies, my tootsies hit the sand, right? And then go, beach. No, like I'm jazzed up the second I'm like, oh my God, like Booking.com, are you kidding right now? Like, yes, we've got this on lock. This is the date. You start talking about it. You start spitzing a little bit in anticipation. Maybe you gotta, figure out what you're gonna wear, how you're gonna wear it, or how you're gonna not wear it so that it doesn't look like you wore it the last time, kind of thing, right? Like all these things, all these preparations, all this focus, right? And so something about integrating what you do as well as what others around you are doing. Not to say that, oh, your ideas are to be crapped upon and theirs not, or just the same, not to say the vice versa of that. There's something about melding together, okay, maybe like unlike, excuse me, moon cycles past, right, to make something perfected, okay, to make something function, to make something have staying power, chills on that, to create marketability and or a stronger market, even demographically. I don't know why all these business terms are wanting to come through here, but planning so that things work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations. And again, you're being asked to be, chose on this, grateful for the blessings of life, not that final destination, not the outcome, not the completion of the project. You know, long story short, that project was completed the second, perhaps you made the bid, or the second that you were handed the assignment, or the second you woke up, like depending on what all we're talking about here, okay? And again, if you're resonating with this, you would know it. And if you're not, you'd know that too. And either way, it's okay. Thank you for listening. And I hope that you feel as amazing as you truly are. All right. Either way, you guys. But it does look like there is some clarity and some next steps, quite frankly, to take between now and, I'll give you until, like I said, the month of September with that nine coming out with the Nine of Swords, aka Nine of Winter from this particular deck, okay? Um, please stop allowing, if this is you, I'm not saying it is, I'm saying if it is, and you'd have to check because you'd have to be the one to do that, okay? So you can check, it's pretty easy. But for whomever checks and finds out that they in fact have been worrying, right? Pile number one, it happens to the best of us. I need you to know though, that's born out of fear, and fear is a robber, right? So we got to talk about it. Not saying that, oh my goodness, why the heck would you even try to worry about that? No one's saying that. It's just that and because we can't just stay here with it, like what, rocking with worry like it's a freaking lullaby, like it helps, because it doesn't, right? I'm not saying that, oh, you should feel shame and or stigma for checking and then also finding out that it's been you, perhaps pile number one, that has been worrying. But please and thank you, stop allowing the worry to grow out of proportion, okay? Because the more you focus on anything at this point, especially in new earth energy, and it's very conscious based, I'm just saying, can't get around it, all right, whether you are aware of that or not. Long story short, okay? But whatever you focus on, that's just what it's going to be. It's like if you want to walk out onto the stoop one day and feel a bit of a sprinkle and or a bit of a downpour, or it's just a bright and sunny day and you go, God, this day sucks, then that's going to be a sucky day, because it just is going to be what you're making of it. Okay, so this is why what you don't want to make out of worry is something out of proportion, because my goodness, would everyone possibly be able to remain safe? We don't want to find out trying to play the dummy game, because that ain't the dummy prize anybody wants to talk about or hear word of. I'm so serious. Okay, haven't you heard enough from the reporters, in the streets with microphones talking about some of the very same circumstances that can arise on the other side of the same fear factor? Go figure. I'm very well, thank you, divine timing. I just saw you say that. Thank you, sweetie. Much love and light, Fiona. Much love and light to you all. Welcome and happy Friday. So balance is needed here, and it's giving mental space balance. I'm not calling you out. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing you. Don't try me, okay? The situation is just that even with referable to your thought life, balance is needed. this should not be a surprise, honey bun, okay? Because really, the epitome of like living your best life is like living that ish out in balance. Love and light, Laura. Have fun at the grocery store. No worries. All is well. But so balance. And you might feel like this is a bit more of a sacrifice than you feel like you signed up for currently. And here's the sitch: didn't you sign up to make positive change? Okay, so how would you do that without any kind of movement at all? You call it sacrifice. Some people, it's like you say potato patata, right? You call it sacrifice. I could easily call it progression. Now what? Do you want to walk out on the stoop and have a shitty day? Yes or no? Because you'd have to stop calling it sacrifice probably and focus on the fact that it's advancing your ass. Therein lies the progression, the advancement. Okay, now that you've been enlightened to that fact, right? Just the same as it can be a shitty day. Same deal, facts. It can be a shitty day. Do you want that? Because make sense of it. Because what you don't want to do is on the tail end of another week, not figuring out what you want. Pile number one. On the tail end of another week of you not actually actioning out some of the next steps that at this point you've been asked to. You've got signs and synchronicities, excuse me. Maybe there's some significance to synchrony bank right now. Like, maybe you've been trying to compartmentalize all these things in the way that people, places, and things should work, as well as work together and or create. Okay. But it's just at the end of the day, or at the tail end of the week even, you got to step back and say, how is this advancing? How is this helping? Just like we always talk about, even with relationships of any kind, right? How is this assisting me? As well as, hey, is this person just taken from me, or are they given to? Is this person just hurting me, or are they teaching? Like, you literally have to make these proper assessments. Okay. Even with the Page of Swords, okay, leading to the Seven of Swords, this is talking about really like it's like you being the spiritual badass that you are. You can kind of like Jedi mind trick your own self, but in like the most unfortunate and lower density vibrational ways, right? And so at the end, you just kind of feel asked out because you told yourself that's exactly what's going to happen. And so the universe said, yeah, you're asked out because, damn, when you ass out like that, like, you really are great at it. Because the next thing you know, you don't even have as much as you used to have. You know what I'm saying? Because you just asked out, right? Like, it's like, okay, so now that we know we can do anything great, let's not play the dummy games. Let's not stand up in line for any freaking dummy prizes, okay? Because we don't have to. It's like, it's giving Cardi B, like, I don't gotta dance. I make money moves, right? Like, make it make sense for you, whether guy, girl, Cardi B or not. I'm just saying, pile number one, right? High priestess don't come out for no small potatoes, whether you're a guy, girl, what have you. Some of you, this is leading to you actually like wanting to stay around and actually like live life and maybe love it and love self and others, right? Some of you, you got soulmate energy connecting to this Ace of Cups, which does speak to just the same divine breakthrough assistance. Okay. It speaks to you being in a higher vibrational state emotionally as well as mentally. Okay. And who doesn't want that for you? It can't be you not wanting that for you anymore. Okay, so you'd have to act like it. You know what I mean? Pile number one. Okay. So the light in you can lead the way. All right. They make cards about it. So serious. It's also giving portal energy, you guys. Man, there's a lot going on in the cosmos. When you look back, it's kind of giving a face. It's giving divine feminine energy, really, on the other side of that high priestess. Okay, so you need to act like it, whoever that is, whether guy, girl, what have you. We're talking high priestess energy, but I need you to know, when you take the patriarchy out of the whole situation and programming, the high priestess is the highest card in the deck. The high priestess is very high ranking spiritually. All right. And many of you, obviously, like a divine feminine would, whether guy, girl, what have you, do carry natural healing powers. So Reiki comes to mind, right? Maybe this is something that you are being asked to move forward with. Okay, if you've been mulling that about, should I, not, right? You know, is this investment worthy of my time and sacrifice, right? It's like, well, maybe instead of looking at it as like time and sacrifice, you can look at it as knowledge, aka power. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so you figure it's going to hurt you if you have more power? And I don't think that doesn't. Who said that? Okay. Now make that make sense, because that ain't it. You could do it. Just fix it. All right. But it is time to move forward. So there's that action call, right? Your soul lesson here is to trust. You've got to check out that root chakra. All right. Something's going on or not down there. Not trying to be funny. Just saying. Okay. So sound healing also comes to mind. Vibrational frequencies that assist with root chakra. All right. The root chakra. Oh my gosh, is that Frida? Oh my gosh. So there could be some significance to Frida Kahlo. Okay. You might know and love her well. She could be a guide working with you. Maybe you do, you know, oh, I'm getting chills on that. You do channel when you are painting, perhaps, or doing some other aspects of expression that definitely can connect back to Frida's own taste or liking. Okay, maybe you enjoy her aesthetic. Maybe you also are too from, I believe she was Mexican. Forgive me if that's not actually the case. My goodness. Because then I'm like, was that her husband? I'm not sure about that one, you guys. But and here's the sitch: career transition. All right, so you know maybe the situation is you know you're being called out to another branch. This could be locationally, all right, a transition within your career, your field. All right, this could also be you assessing whether or not you know you are having a preference to, until your end of days kind of thing, having to work with other individuals or not, right? Believing in your own capabilities to kind of like make pave your own way in the same field or industry. All right. But apparently, you know, you are really in line. You are being asked to align with this change, this career transition. All right. There is both passion and purpose are both connected to this transition. Okay. And so you're being asked to, yeah, that's so crazy. I'm looking at the star, which indicates good fortune card from one of the decks, and I see the shooting star from your, I don't even from your soul life coaching. Maybe some of you are you know like um mulling over, aside from the Reiki, you know, like life coach type of education, whether you are selling it and or trying to learn it or learn more about selling it, etc. But obviously, good fortune is pretty darn self explanatory, okay? And it comes with a beautiful 36, reducing down to a 9. So, point number one, you're literally in this new beginning portal. You could be seeing 9999 a lot, or 999, right? But it's just kind of like all over you, this energy of like new rebirth, which makes sense because we're in the new earth at its very, very, very early stages, okay? So, you're here to build, you're here to, you know, obviously carry purpose as well as passion. I mean, otherwise, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But you're a shooting star. This card says you're about to step into your fullest potential. And there is a very solid 30. Okay, you could be seeing threes as well, sixes. Doesn't have to be the case. But that's giving ascended master vibes, right? You could actually work with Yeshua. You could actually be an ascended master, all right, in your own right. Long story short, okay, depending on whom all I'm reading for pile number one. And with this very aligned energy of 8, indicating spiritual gifts, you could have recently noticed heightening, a super awareness, maybe even super hearing, you might say, kind of thing. But you're definitely in the process of developing and or fine-tuning those gifts. Okay, you do have the natural born leader card for you as well, pile number one. All right, so you are to have those skills, yes, but also to use them and share them, right, as you learn and grow them, kind of thing. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It's giving light worker vibes. I love that for you. Your affirmation cards are as follows: 41, okay, could be a number of some significance, does reduce down to 5. definitely only need one of those to indicate life-changing, life-transformative energy. I'm so serious. And this obviously is connecting to some form of career path, whether you've already started it or have yet to do so, or you're revamping it, okay, depending on whom all I'm speaking to. And the affirmation that's come out is, I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. So maybe you are being asked to kind of like bet on yourself now, because these things with the people and places, right, outside of you, okay, that you don't have like full control over, whether you are an authority figure or not, right? Maybe you're being asked to just accept that this is not really the way to go, a normal course from here on, and that you should branch out, and that you should actually go at it with yourself being in the lead, all right, being the head and not the tail. It's giving new earth energy. I mean, why the hell would you be here to act like a tail when you are the head, right? Why would you have made it all the way to new earth consciously, emotionally, metaphysically, to then just not believe in yourself, to then just stay stuck and stagnant, to then just wait for permission? And you guys maybe haven't checked out some of the recent shorts on the video, or excuse me, on the channel. Please check out that video about permission. All right, pretty self-explanatory, but I just enjoy some of the aspects of channeling, because it's like, even for me, you guys, on a personal note, I'm like, yeah, no, that's accurate, like that checks out, right? So just, sharing's caring, not even trying to be gimmicky. It's just, it's coming out through the channeling about what we should be like really understanding about permission. And it just so happens that in another recent live stream, we were able to create another short regarding that same subject matter. So it's something, when I notice that there's like a repeat theme, I'm mindful to say, hey, there's more than one video on this, okay, in case that helps you out. But we've got the transformer energy here, and that's exactly who you are and what you came to do and be, okay? You might have some sort of like aesthetic about you, or about home decor items come to mind, okay, that would it's almost like you see this and you go, oh my gosh, I'd love that for the dining room, that would go next to such and such, right? My alabaster bowl and blah blah blah, right? You could also love and follow the moon cycles quite heavily as well. And or, I mean, for those feminines in feminine meat suits, long story short, you know what I'm saying, okay? So you could be synced right on up, okay, into that, to the moon energy. And the affirmation, I transform myself as a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. All right, so your story's not over yet. It doesn't end here. It doesn't have to. It wasn't meant to. It's not fated to. So now what? And again, it is what you make of it. 32, 33 just hit the timer. So like I said, you could be seeing those threes. Again, another three with the 30 and the farmer. Affirmation, I enjoy being of service to those who deserve it. So for those light workers, you already understand, perhaps, right, that you are that, and so much more. Of course, I don't mean to reduce you down. No way, honey bun. Here's the sitch. You've got to be available for yourself first. Yes, that checks out. Okay, so irregardless of whom all ever is around you, and or irregardless of whom all is asking, okay, to, long story short, be fed off your energy, your good graces, your good karma, etc. Okay, this is somebody something, because I don't even have any fragrance near me, I promise. Oh my god, I hate when that happens. Oh, anyways. But you've got to be of service, right? And you get that, okay? Light worker, duh. All right, but you're not here to cast pearls all over the place, okay? We don't want to be calling everybody swine and having somebody even trying to have footing to pretend that we think we're better than somebody else, because that's not the case. Light worker, you already know, I know, right? But long story short, it is something that comes up when you get a community of us together long enough. You start sharing notes and experiences, right? But also be mindful that some of those notes that you got there and some of those experiences that you can share are on the back end of you not really understanding or learning or addressing the lesson, okay, the elephant in the room, proverbially, hopefully not literally, right? But for instance, let's talk about elephants, right? Maybe there are some significance anyways. Doesn't have to be the case. But could you imagine if you tried to like life coach the fuck out of an elephant? Like, and you're just standing there using like, we'll just say English because that's what I speak currently in this incarnation. But long story short, we'll just say like, so you know, you're standing there and you're telling the elephant like, Ella, listen, the thing is you got to make better life choices, because all you have to do when you approach that fence, okay, and you see the guy coming, you just walk the other way, like, and then what? You just expect Ella to just like, so you just thought you were just like the elephant whisperer, and like Ella's just gonna like take notes, and like whenever her trigger walks by, you know, let's say it's you know, a guy with a whip. Stranger things have happened. Right. You know, Ella's just gonna remember and take heed and just be all enlightened and like, you know, overcoming the obstacle. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that it can't happen, because I mean, stranger things literally have happened than that. I'm just saying, logically and in normal course, right? It's like that doesn't check out, okay? But maybe somebody that, you know, also speaks English, is of the human and or hybrid variety, right? You can engage and exchange, all right? Maybe there's going to be a higher vibrational outcome there. Well, you know how they say with anything in life, you got to pick your own battles kind of thing. Same deal applicable here, right? You know, you trying to win over the world, you trying to save anyone, can't really be a thing, okay? You got to focus on self to the point where at least you're teaching by example, and at best you're teaching by example, okay? Because we all have our part to play at this. And what I mean by that, pile number one, and anyone who can make sense of this, right? Gone are the days in New Earth energy where there should be comparison from one to the next anyhow. You're too busy being grateful, having found your lane, and also taking steps and preparation and being consistent to dominate there. Okay, right? So there's that. Man, there's some significance to the moon cycles, for real, for real. Embrace the all coming out here for you, pile number one, as well as my emotions move through cycles and connect me to my truth. So pile number one, really, it's giving, you know, you're being pressed up against the wall by the divine at this point now, because it's like, and your higher self included right there, like, yeah, and like, what are you going to do? So you got between, I'm hearing, I think that's Wyclef Jean. There could be some significance to that. Artist doesn't have to be the case, or maybe somebody is like a singer here, maybe not like a paintbrush artist kind of thing. But long story short, I want to say September, but I'm hearing Wyclef Jean. I can't remember what that freaking song is, but he's like, I'll be gone till November, I'll be gone till November. I don't even remember what else was about the song, or I don't even know. It's just, so maybe somebody here chills on that. It's somebody here, it's between now and November. All right. Long story short. So, oh, hold on. Okay, it's not that bad, pal number one. Damn. It is not that bad. You are okay, pal number one, right? Like, you got this, okay? You don't be that one that gets all up in their head again and then loses out on something, okay? This is big-ish, okay? You want this, all of that. All right? My goodness. All right, so the bell has rung. If we do have any questions, now would be the time. All right. But if not, guess what? The bell will again ring, and that is a threat. No, I'm just joking. It's a promise. Oh, okay, let me see here, Fiona. Oh, well, that came out pretty fast, and that is a yes. It's so funny. This is a yes. That also talks about like all eyes on me. So that's like a very that's so funny. Oh, yeah. You know, with all right, so this is like very happy and like proud energy, right? It's like yes. And the rest of the message, just hear me out, because it looks like a little grim at first, Fiona, right? And I don't mean to freak you out. But we've got the death card. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. We have the moon card and the death card. And then bottom of the deck becomes the Four of Cups, which is like, I told you, he's not going to go anywhere. Like, it's like, did you need, chills on this, did you need the butterfly? It's giving, like, how many times have I told you, like, I'm going to be, Oh, I'm sorry. Bluebird, not butterfly. Why did I think you said butterfly? That's funny. No, you said butterfly, my sister and I. So. Oh, somebody's named Bluebird. Love and Light Bluebird. I'm so sorry. Whoa, where did I go? Love and Light Laura. I'm glad you're back. Do you have a question, babe? So yeah, that was crazy. I was like, no, I thought you said butterfly, Fiona. Yikes. It is late, forgive me. Alright. Love and Light Bluebird. Okay, now let me see here. So that was a yes for Fiona. And you were celebrating your birthday. Oh, love and light and happy belated to you and your sister. I'm glad that you saw that, though. That's pretty cool. Oh. Oh. I mean, he's not gonna wait until just a special day, though, like, to be there, to be clear. Like, just so that you know. Like, always there. Okay? Let me see here. So, chills on that. Your dad says that basically, I don't know if there were some recent changes or some recent communication, not between you and him, but in general in your life. Or maybe you could have spoken to him about some things. I don't need to know that, but whatever you feel like you've lost out on, whatever you feel like you have had to sacrifice and it doesn't feel good, or like whatever you have endured alone, it like feeling alone. I want to put air quotes, but I had the freaking cards in my hand. Hold on. Alone, because to be clear, Fiona, never ever alone. Never alone. Okay? Lonely, I can't speak to as far as being never, but alone in the literal sense, never a thing, to be clear, literally. Okay? Because this life is far more spiritual. Okay, so I get it. Maybe you don't have a lot of people that you can, you know, run up and hug at the moment, or vice versa. But the message is that whatever you have been intending for is coming to you. Whatever you've been manifesting is coming, and I got chills on that. Okay, and with this judgment card on the other side, ooh, judgment card on the other side of that communication card, or one of transition, namely the Eight of Wands, is this judgment. And I'm looking at the Six of Swords, calmer waters. And you actually kind of getting your oomph back, okay? Your spicy back, your passion, okay? Your hope, right? It's like, it's one thing you can have faith, but I always felt like, and I was taught in the religious community that faith was something that was better than hope, but I always felt like you needed both. Because hope for me, on a personal note, is like the passionate part of faith. And you kind of need to be passionate, which is like AKA keeping the delusion alive to some degree, like referable to manifestation, which is also a faith-based activity, right? Because if you can't believe in the possibility of a miracle, how would you ever receive it? You'd have to make room to receive it, kind of thing, right? And so maybe these are things that you're working on. Maybe these are things that you're even studying about, all right? So that you don't create any more conflict and or experience any more conflict in the head and or heart space, just in general, okay? And your dad saying that, again, it's giving your ships are coming in. What you've been working on, what you've been intending, you know, what you've been really hoping for and remaining faith-filled about. Chills on that is coming. And again, we're back at Archangel Michael's sword. Ugh, retrograde. Understatement, because it's more than one. But anyway, I digress. But that's what I have for you, Fiona. Happy birthday, babe. Happy belated birthday. All right, so let me scroll back because I don't want to miss anyone. All right, let's see here. Bluebird. Okay, administrations. Okay. All right. It seems to be that you could hear something about a job by the end of this month. Literally the month of July with the seven. Okay, the seven of pentacles specifically talks about intuition and hard work as well, and things coming to fruition. All right, I'm sorry, I didn't. Why did I see that like that? It's not even intuition; it's fruition. But am a little concerned because the first cards that came out. All right, I can't show the full card there, but it's the Devil card, and then at that point, the bottom of the deck became the Fool, right? Which led to the good spot, the good stuff. All right, but this is talking about, like, basically being mindful, like we were just talking a few moments ago, which I'm not sure if you were on with us, but for pile number one, um, definitely don't be in the energy of over magnifying or heavily focusing on the negative side of questions like what ifs or you know um, remaining hope filled is going to bode you well, okay? Because even if the devil card and the fool card have a situation where it's giving whatever you've last applied for, whatever you've last reached out towards, okay, may not be the one. But I still am saying with the seven of pentacles, and then on the other side of that is an offer, right? It's like you need to make sure that when you're in the thinking mode about how it would be to be at work and basically manifesting next steps and next environments, you want to keep it positive, okay, even though it may not seem like it's coming in the way that you would think it logically would. That can be very much still just the same, okay, because with this two of cup, it's kind of giving it's going to be a match for you, it's going to be a good fit. And so I don't know, there's some hesitancy when I am like reading the energy off of these cards, and it's just making me think that you need to like not be so restrictive in the mental space about like how it's going to come in, which offer is going to be the offer, and what's what, okay, because it seems like the divine's working in the background to actually give you like it's like you could have applied for a job or a few jobs, right? But there's like the job in the mix, okay? Yeah, leading to the eight of pentacles. This is literally talking about work. And there's the offer. I mean, it's almost like you have more than one offer to review, maybe even by the end of the month, okay? But be mindful to pay attention to what is the best fit, not necessarily what's the best pay, is what I'm getting, okay? All right. And you're very welcome, Fiona. Thanks for liking the stream, Lisa M. Okay, let's see. All right, let me see here. Y'all can find. So Bluebird, you have access to YouTube, obviously, duh, right? But there is a documentary style movie. It's like an hour and a half long called The Secret. You may want to plug in some of the very like scenarios that they've done to manifest like that good fit type of job and the type of real estate that they wanted to experience and have access to, et cetera, right? I would do that if I were you regarding the job. Understanding that visualization is part and parcel of customizing your manifestation experience. And what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of us, if we're being honest, have found ourselves in a moon cycle or two where we have done things like worried and we have done things like doubted, right? And so long story short, we've also done things to the point where it's like we just couldn't think about it anymore, so we just milled about and we just whatever happens, whatever happens. But when you realize on the other side of actually living out some lesser than experiences, that you can actually better craft your actual journey and your experience in spite of the many things and the many people and the many energies that you don't necessarily have control of or over, right? You still can experience a high vibrational path and actually enjoy the journey in spite of some of those less than desirable events, efforts, agendas, and beings. Long story short, okay? But you could take that advice with a grain of salt if you will. You have free will. Just saying. I know I'm sharing with you what I know works, okay? And that's part of the reason why I'm here, okay? Yes, I'm here to read your cards, but I love you, so I'm going to guide you as best as I can. And any teacher can only take you as far as they've gone. Any leader can only lead you as far as they've understood. See what I mean? So I'm just lovingly guiding you towards that route because I feel like that's something that would easily benefit you. If I felt otherwise, I wouldn't mention it. All right. But much love and light to you. And congratulations on that great fit of a job. Either way, you stay grateful and stay positive and stay expectant that that is the case. Envision yourself at that desk. Feel how it feels, see how you look, how do you smell, how is your hair, right? What color are you wearing? Okay, what's the view from your window if you've got one there, right? And you really will be surprised how, you know, you can really eventually walk into that space and say, there is the desk and there is the view and here I am wearing my shirt, you know, like whatever, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But okay, now let's see here. Um, yes, the sour sister of hope and faith is worry. You're right, Lisa M. I like that. Okay, now let me see here. Let's see here, Lisa, about if Dee's currently thinking of you positively. Ooh. Okay, so long story short, I'm seeing that Dee is definitely aware of your existence, right? But I'm just getting some sort of like avoidant energy, okay, with the moon card leading to the hangman, leading to the death, and now the bottom of the deck. Shit, he may have been in spiritual court. I mean, you know, this is heavily conflicted, right? At least in the mental space. And I just cut the deck to the freaking of Wands, right? But as far as like coming in, it seems like this person will just, um, you know, somebody told me one time something to the effect of, I just figured I'd just let it be how it stood between us, right? This person also doesn't seem to be super duper grounded. um I'm shuffling through the energy, and at one point I was like, it was like a Alice in Wonderland type effect. I thought, did the it almost looked like my, or it felt to me and looked like my deck had done this, which would mean that half of it is facing the other half, which is never how you'd want to shuffle. Like if you were in your right mind, you're saying, like usually you put them all so you can see which one's flipped around, right? And that was just synchronistic of his energy. So I don't know that you want to like put all your egg. Yeah, look, you won't walk away, you know what I'm saying? Just leave that one be. That's a great advice, actually. Leave it be. Because I mean, if he's thinking of you, right, and I'm still cutting back 10 of Swords, man, to the Judgment on the other side of cutting back again to that same mal energy, lower density energy that you know, look, here's the long and the short of it. You, Queen of Pentacles, maybe you come out like that a lot in your readings. Doesn't have to be the case, right? It's Earth sign placements as well. You got this, okay, all by yourself, just you existing. So whatever, all right, you desire, okay, you are. See, that's, oh, see, you didn't see that coming now, I guess. You are at the 10 with you and you, okay? So what will you actually, speaking of in recent history here with whomever I just read for, what will you actually craft in your journey? Okay, when I say craft, I mean how will you tailor your experience with infusing your energy, with loving yourself through a lifestyle of self-care, right? With you know, being the light that you are, that you carry, right, etc., etc., and being grateful to the point where you know you and you love you. I'm not saying you don't know you, and not saying that you don't love you. I'm just saying so much so, okay, that you ultimately manifest the partner that's worthy, because the Queen of Pentacles can't accept a page, can't accept a knight even, Okay. I mean, even if the guy or whomever has a horse, that ain't even it. I mean, you need like the right kind of package. Okay. You don't need half-assedness. Okay. That's what I'm getting. So again, call judgment and just walk away. All right. This person could actually reach out to you soon, and you're still being guided to just, you know, whatever you think you want to give to this person so bad, you give it to you first and long enough to the point where the right person, who is worthy and able to even accept what you bring to the table will be right there. I'm so serious. Okay. Oh, you come out as Empress. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't know what you're referencing with spiritual work, babe. I'm not sure. You said spiritual work. I mean, that's good to hear for his side. I don't know. But hopefully that resonated, babe. But that's what I got. All right, now let's see. Are we good, Fiona? On the like, I didn't skip over anybody, right? Oh wait, here we go, Dimini. Okay, let's see here. Love and light, babe. Now, what's your? Well, I have good future company that gave me offer letter. All right, long story short. Okay. I'm getting that you know that this would be like a no. Okay. If you, I mean, you take this as it resonates, but the high priestess came out and exposed the tower. High priestess definitely speaks about intuition. So if you know you've been sitting there going, this seems too good to be true, and or you just have this feeling, right, that it might not be something long standing kind of thing, right? Um, yeah, you like when you work somewhere, you want yourself to be okay and feel good, right? Because the more that you don't feel okay and you feel bad at work, the worse of the and the experience that's automatically going to be, but also it could like affect you all the way into your health kind of thing, right? So if you feel like this isn't a good fit, then you need to just trust your intuition because it's looking like it's not going to be. Right? I'm not here to word curse, but I mean, this doesn't look fun. You know what I mean? And the divine is saying that basically they do have a happy resolution for you, but you should not be so quick to just take anyone's offer, if that makes sense. And I'm trusting that you know how to trust your intuition on that, to be clear, right? I'm not saying it like, okay, don't give it a shot, I guess, but from the cards that I saw, it was giving that would I keep cutting back to it, babe. It's just it's not there's something better. There is victory up ahead. This is literally a card for victory as well. But I don't know that it's with that particular company, is what I'm getting at. I just don't know that there's staying power. They could, it's like almost like there's like misleading information. Like, oh yeah, no, like we'd like to hire you on. Like, let's say, like God forbid, they said, like, oh, we'd like to hire you on for a permanent position, but they really only plan to use you for like 3 months because somebody's out on maternity leave or something weird like that, and they don't want to say that. And you know, if the divine has something better for you, it's best to wait for that. You know what I mean? Because if you're working at that job, then maybe you don't notice as soon as you would have if you weren't, right? That the position opened up for you, kind of thing. It's the best way I can explain the energy. All right. So that was for Dumini. Okay, let me see Laura's. I missed it, I guess. Okay, let me see. All right, let me see here. Before my birthday. Oh, that is the question? Okay, that is the question. You're very welcome, Dumini. All right, let's see here before your birthday. Okay. Oh, it's too many, Spirit. I had a whole chunk come out. Hold on. We're not doing Chunky Monkey tonight, are we? So this is the truth. This is the yes. This is a yesy, yes, 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 yes. Okay. Maybe it's not looking too good on the bottom. We got the conflict battlefield situation here. And on the other side of that, the King of Pentacles. So, all right. So I cut the deck to the Page of Pentacles, and it talks about solid beginnings, setting goals, making plans, as well as consistency and a bright future. So, hey, I would claim it. King of Swords. If this is somebody that you know, like, needed to remove their head from somewhere down south, it seems like that's a thing. Okay, it seems like whatever you're looking for out of this person and or this opportunity is coming in. Okay, and yes, my birthday, before birthday. Congratulations. Mhm. All right, so that was Laura, right? And so we are at 1 hour 40, right? So we're gonna go into pile number 2 because I've been on here for a while. Okay, hold on. So could be some significance to oh my gosh, I'm trying to say wicked and I almost said alphabet, right? Um One second. So pile number 2, here's the sitch. Maybe I should have led with this to figure out, or to help you figure out if you would actually resonate with it anyways. We got the power struggle energy out here. Okay, it says, the card says, you may be involved in a power struggle, excuse me, between 2 or more people. I just got that this is between you and you. Okay, there is the energy of obsession here, and the card next states, it is time to get out of your head and back into your heart. Okay, you have been seeing signs and synchronicities, pile number 2, about this, the situation, the situationship. Okay, and we're going to get into it. So you're being asked to pay attention. Okay, the angels are trying to deliver messages, multiple plural, to be clear. All right. And so angel numbers could be specifically one of the main ways that they're trying to get some of these messages to you. You guys, if and when you see repeating pattern numbers or any number at all that you're just like, why is it always that number? Look it up, okay? Look up those angel numbers, would ya? They really help round out the message. They really help give you clarity on what you were just thinking about, even. So you guys want to, hit up Google. I do it all the time. License plates, phone numbers, etc., right? Type it in Google. Ask for the meaning, okay? But also be mindful what you were thinking about. Was it money? Was it safety? Was it love? Right? Like, and plug it in accordingly. Google it accordingly if you gotta, okay? But pay attention to these signs, all right? It's going to assist you with next steps, but also regrounding. Who wants to stay in obsession all the time? That's toxicity. Even if it's something like, for instance, um, like me, like I love, right? So I'll just like weep at videos where it's like, oh my God, look at the way that man loves that woman. She turned around and loved him right back on purpose, and they just doing it again and again, right? Like I just, or even just like from one animal to the next, it's like, look at the pig making best friends with the monkey, right? Like, and it's like you just get a little teary-eyed and stuff because love is so beautiful, right? But what if I just stayed obsessing there, right? Next thing you know, it's like 3 days later, and like I've got 5 o'clock shadow somehow, and like, don't even know what day of the week it is. It's toxic, right? Even though we're talking about love, and who doesn't love love, and how is love bad? It's not. It's the obsession, is the toxicity. It's the overarching, just like the same deal, you guys, we talk about all the time on the channel. If you're underarching something, right, even especially in the realm of love, my goodness, that's definitely toxic, for anyone wondering, right? But you've got this awakening here, so you might be going through even dark night of the soul, pile number 2. But one thing is clear: you've come to the understanding whether by some sort of revelation, epiphany, catalytic event, okay, that you are no longer to be letting people dictate and or run your life for you, okay? That's not a thing. It was never supposed to be a thing. If it was a thing, it's not a thing now. It's not to be a thing now. Please don't allow for it to be a thing, okay? Just to be clear. And as far as approval, you've got 16. There's an angel number for you, reducing down to 7. Ooh, that's a great angel number for you. I'm just saying, look up those numbers, okay? You guys, you have to do the work so you know exactly what you're doing. Make sense? Choose to approve of yourself, honey bun, pile number 2, anyone under the sound of my voice. And others will act accordingly, okay? Now, how would you expect people to fuck with you if you don't fuck with you first, right? Maybe there is some significance to the artist Banks, Banks. She's got a song called Fuck With Myself, or Fuck With Myself. I'm not exactly sure. And here's the sitch. You got to know that you standing with you, all right, all alone, I have to put the air quotes, never really alone, as you want to be, are at the 10. Have the ability to act like the 10. Have the ability to live like the 10, okay? Whether cups, whether, we're talking love, whether we're talking mental space, okay? We should not be talking 10 of swords, right? But we could be, because you've got free will, and that's what we talk about all the time. So you know if and when you are choosing the highest vibrational outcome, experience, okay? And there's this 9 again, this propensity to self-sabotage coming through, okay? We are talking love in this instance, pile number 2, to be clear, okay? This is regarding either you giving a cup or you receiving one, or I'd like to think, okay, reciprocity, right? That's what you'd be aiming for, makes sense. We've got 6s and 9s coming out, actually, interestingly enough. You could have studied and or practiced aspects of Nikola Tesla's 369 method, referable to manifestation, and or are being guided to perhaps learn more about that to then implement same. All right, take what resonates here. It's still a general collective message, you guys. You're being guided to work with someone here, and it's my understanding that that makes you, though you know that that's the case, it's just, I'm getting a lot of fear, like it's hold on, let me just ground, hold on a second. It's like, I don't want to like dim it down to being like, oh, this is like the energy of like how you would get if you got flustered, for like understanding like, wow, I got a crush on so and so, like, because it's not giving puppy love, it's just giving like almost like a biochemical synapse response or something, where it's like, oh, I could liken this to like South Park, where Kenny like always had to vomit because like that one girl existed. But it's not in the sense of like that this person necessarily does that. It's just it's something else, or a lot of something else happens. Okay, and I know what you're thinking, but that too, right? But like not just that. Like this is you might notice that this person gets like beads of sweat across the bridge of their nose if they're standing around you too long, or like you might notice that they can't really like stay looking at you too long, and they gotta shuffle around a bit because they're just trying to like, God, like what, right? It's like they're trying to ground, or you're trying to ground at this person. Let me take a look at this energy a little bit closely. Yeah, it's like someone has heavy self-confidence issues here. I don't want to say it's a collective member, do I? Do I have to say it's a collective member? I really hope I don't have to. Okay, so we gotta fix that. All right, fixing the crown. Starting right now, okay? Because that can't be you, collective member, pile number 2, right? But I do see someone having some concerns about whether or not they would not necessarily like be enough, but have enough, right? Like it's like, well, yeah, I'm still me no matter what, right? But then like when it comes to like legacy stuff or like estate stuff or like housing stuff, like this person fears, okay, because I don't want to word curse and be like, yeah, they don't got it, right? Like, but this is like a concern, okay? So obviously, this is someone that you know already. This is not somebody that just decided to worry about you before you came along, kind of thing. It's not that. You're being asked to utilize your strength because you will get wish fulfillment out of the situation, and Spirit's backing it, okay? Spirit is backing that you receive all 9 of these cups, all right? But with this other person, so that you essentially make the 10. This could be your twin flame with the 4 of Wands coming out. The Queen of Swords, okay, a couple things with this. Whoever is fearing already fears you too. So there's that. Gosh, I do hope they, think much more highly of themselves. But I mean, they're in page energy facing the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I mean, I'm starting to get a little daunted and a little nervous, and I'm starting to spitz a little bit just looking at this a little bit too long because it's giving, what she about to do logically, right? But here's the sitch, Mr. or Ms. Logic, right? This logic minded, perhaps twin flame. Ain't no logic with spirit, all right? That would be restrictive to restrict spirit into logic, to restrict source. The all in all into anything would be playing dummy games. And you don't want that dummy prize. Mm-mm. Okay. So this person is looking at you in some form of pedestal shade, all right? And I get it though, because long story short, you are coming, I mean, for spirit to come out in card form, even just to be like, we've got to talk about how backed you are by spirit, how backed you are by source, how backed you are by divine and unseen forces, right? So it's giving touch not mine anointed stuff, which also is kind of like hella scary and like daunting and stuff, right? Not making excuses for this individual. I'm just reading the room. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, all right, on the other side of Daddy God, as it were, right? Getting ready to redirect and make some miracles, all right? We've got the Queen of Pentacles leading to the Seven of Wands. Here's the sitch. In the meantime, you are integrating the new timeline, navigating New Earth quite nicely. Love it on you. All right, doing as you please here. The Nine of Cups, that tells me you most likely are single, okay? If you don't have a ring, okay, you could call them boyfriend, girlfriend, but if I don't know. So single, especially through the cards, you guys, you can't be so restrictive talking about no, like, and we call each other husband and wife. If you don't have the ring, right? If it's not an official thing, okay, you're pretty single. Just saying. Long story short, okay, not word cursing you. I'm just saying. Um, but there are some other suitors, as it were, that might be um I'm trying to say looking to come your way, and I'm hearing the word targeted. You might be targeted as some form of, for some, an initiation. I'm not getting that's for many, but most likely just karmics, okay, just trying to thwart you off mission, perhaps just try to be in your world, perhaps, right? Trying to reap some of those benefits that you get. Okay, pile number 2 makes sense. And you got more to come. Ace of Pentacles. So divine saying, please protect this. With the death energy leading to 10 of Wands, leading to the 2 of Wands. This is something that it's a wonder we don't have the judgment card coming out here now, talking about call that ish in now, so that you don't allow for any further delay regarding the abundance, regarding the great connection, regarding your emotional and or mental space changes, for the better. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, like, we're always here to learn and grow our soul. We should be learning something new every day, right? It's part of the reason for existence. Long story short, extreme long story short, right? But with the King of Pentacles coming out on the other side, all right, it's giving that's your man, that's your guy, that's them, that's the one. And some healing that needed to take place has taken place and will continue to take place on the parts of both of you, okay? And in comes the offer. This person has been holding on to your energy with the Four of Pentacles on the other side of that page, of Pentacles. This person could be Capricorn energy, doesn't have to be the case, but with the Devil card leading to Six of Wands, I mean, this could even be somebody in the limelight. This could be somebody that's like actor, actress. This could be somebody that, you know, really does have like status and fame about them, okay? If that's the case, I mean, this person does want to basically give the sentiment of thank you for that not being the reasoning behind, you know, your efforts at maintaining the connection and or interest in the connection, long story short, because this person does see you have other options as well. Okay, they know, as you should, right? Like this isn't a surprise to them, right? But on the other side of you, kind of not holding your breath, not waiting for this individual, but on the other side of you, really remaining grounded and basically tending to your own garden, you're going to pass the tests referable to these other energies, these other entities, depending on who I'm reading for, long story short, okay? And so celebratory, I almost said information, oh my goodness. Celebratory energy should definitely ensue. And again, with another 10 coming out, the 10 of Cups, I know, right? Talking about happiness and you know, reciprocity and, you know, good home life, etc. And, you know, great sex and things, right? Um, it's really talking about a testament to the way that you have and or are choosing even now to kind of reintegrate the way that you do infuse your love into this realm. Okay, you understand that it's most effective if you infuse it through you first, right? Because how else are you not half-assing that though? Then do you know what I mean? Like you can't be like world's greatest lover and you don't even know when the last time it was that you checked in to see like if there was anything more that you could do to make yourself feel safer, make yourself feel heard, make yourself feel loved, right? Because maybe there are some things that you would freely do for others in the past that you have yet to do for yourselves, right? And so, you know, taking the time to reintegrate what that means in the heart space, yes, but also that mental space, right? Holding yourselves accountable to you the way that you would hold yourselves accountable towards checking in with a loved one, checking in with a partner, checking in with a parental figure, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know, gone are the days where you put yourself, you know, on the lowest rung of any pedestal and without effort and without second thought, you know, you're placing people that wouldn't even necessarily place you on the highest tippity toppiest tier of pedestals, multiple plural, right? So, you know, this reintegration of, again, mind, heart, space energies is definitely allowing for the healing that needs to take place between both you and your twin, separately and apart, for those that resonate as having a twin flame for pile number 2, and or this person that you've already, you know, had some form of I don't want to say entanglement, do I? I feel like it's too spiritual to be densed down to that type of vibration, but I digress. Since we're talking about it, right? Could be a thing, or could have been a thing to be played out intentionally and did not play out. Okay, but you're coming out as Empress energy, and so that tells me as well. Heads up if you don't want another. I meant to say a. Maybe you've already got a child or children, whether with this person or not. But if you don't want, you know, a bambina, you better strap it up, wrap it up before you tap it up. Just saying, okay? But generally, in spite of how things may seem or not, all right, the affirmation here for you is all is well, pal number 2. Okay, whether you are aware of it or not, you and or this person, this twin flame perhaps, are heavily integrating change. You're always in motion towards your path of higher enlightenment, okay? And, you know, even in spite of doing that, okay, this is still giving Dark Knight of the Soul energy, and this card states, quote, lost but never alone, all right? So there is your confirmation, honey bun, that you never really are alone. You could be very lonely and still not be alone, to be clear, okay? Your spirit guides can lead you, they can't do all of the work for you. So you're definitely being asked to tap in, get your guidance, right? You're definitely expected to, you know, basically make room, make time, okay? But, you know, once you do that, you got to actually do the work. Like, if you get some brilliant download or have some sort of impartation, okay, on the other side of some incantation, some meditation, some prayer sessions, right? And you don't take heed, you act as if that experience, that download, that $1 million idea for some, right, hasn't been transactionally placed in your energy, in your heart space, in your intellect, in your intuition. Then what the hell are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, because you really have to, don't be the one questioning the divine when you don't want to sit there and question your own self about what are you doing? Are you doing your part, right? And also, are you doing your part begrudgingly? Are you doing your part negatively, right? Or are you going in, putting your best foot forward, remaining positive, remaining hope and faith filled, right? Because that's what's going to make or break the situation. Now, long story short, this is part and parcel of telling of, the connection between you and this person being extremely, extremely highly spiritual. And so that's how you can have experiences where it looks like, sounds like, like, well, this, was doesn't even seem like it's on the menu kind of thing, right? There's reasons behind that, okay? Sometimes on the other side, there's a logic and or strategy, right? The person on the other side perhaps trying to protect you from some well-known adversaries that they carry, etc., etc. I'm not here to project a word curse, I'm just saying, right? And then often, irregardless of that potentiality, same deal with divine timing. Okay, and I know we have somebody that we know and love on here with that name. To be clear, I'm not speaking out to you specifically, but I could be, right, since we're talking about it. But in general, of course, I mean the actual, essence of divine timing, okay? There's variability within variability within variability when we talk about divine timing because everyone has free will. All right. Also, same deal with, from one set of twins to the next, different purposes, different blueprints, different strategies. Okay, the divine's the ultimate strategist. Why would the divine sit there and go, well, if something like this happens and it's a category 4, right, then I'm going to always just respond by blowing the wind from north to south. It's like whoop de freaking do. I mean, if anything, blow it east to west first, like, 'cause with the placement of this situation and the trajectory, the wind shouldn't even go north to south. It wouldn't even make a difference, right? Duh, the divine's not going to be stupid, right? Divine's not actually the one playing any kind of freaking dummy games with us or otherwise, all right? To be clear. And this is why we should hold ourselves in such high esteem and regard, because the divine placed each and every one of us here. So, what does that mean? Does that mean we're a bunch of failures, losers? Does that mean we're asked out and we just can't and we never will and we shouldn't and we won't? Well, if you're here touting that as, you're damn sure not helping the right and the rule and the agenda of the divine. And that's not why you came. You didn't come to be the op. So we got to fix it. See what I mean? See how that works. See how there's no separation, pile number 2. And maybe you just again needed a confirmation of that. And if that was you, pile number 2, or anyone making sense of this, please stick around. Watch the videos on the channel, whether they are the live stream versions of the videos and messages or the uploaded versions. Okay, get your food and get your food for thought out of the messages. They're for you. Whether you just signed on to the High Vibe Tribe 14 seconds ago, 14 days ago, or tomorrow. Okay, I'm so serious. All right, but that's what I have. I believe we've covered everything for pile number 2. Um, so yeah, and forgive me, you guys. Long story short, last session, right? Um, I think that was yesterday. Forgive me. I did have a special side note for a mother of sorts, whether guy, girl, what have you. I'll say it that way because I'm talking energy, long story short. But the way the cards were reading, I really do believe I was speaking to an actual, like, female in a female meat suit. Okay, but you take however it resonates. Long story short, bear with your girl. I actually filmed right after I got off that last live stream I have not had a chance to upload it because I need to edit certain aspects of it. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and you know what? Quite frankly, if I do say so myself, it's often easier to just come on the lives, though they are more time consuming. But just from a logistics standpoint, I can just do more free flow than whenever I have to upload. So I'm saying all that to say, guess what? Please and thank you. Check out the uploaded messages too, okay? Because your girl will be putting even more effort in there, in those ways. I feel like, right? And still, same deal. Their messages for the collective, like specifically. So of course, I can't hit everybody's marker on every single session, but that's why it's really important to check them all out, if I do say so myself, okay? You'll get a little something out of something, if you give it a chance, just saying, all right? But we are at 125.05 for pile number 3. Oh, my goodness, I forgot. We didn't even do the, let me just check. Oh, we have questions. We don't have a question. All right. And we did do Laura's. We did do Lola's. Yep. All right. So 125.25. How about it? All right, pile number 3. And there is a heavy significance here to the inner child. I did pull from the Doodle Tarot. And you guys, the first energy we are looking at is that of the Page of Wands, okay? Now, here's the sitch. The Page of Wands talks about being confident, talks about new journeys, right? Talks about being fearless and enthusiastic, okay? But in current energies, though you may blah, 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 blah. All right, though you may be intending to kind of like keep this energy about you, I'm seeing wishy-washy, because the next thing we got, then it came out, you guys know when the cards come out in a horizontal manner like this, not vertically upright, that lets me know there's some stagnancy. This energy is fighting against, it's being combative, right? There's an issue perhaps, right? And if that wasn't bad enough, with that being the case referable to the Hangman energy, which talks about, in normal course, releasing, we're now talking about instead stalling. I don't like that for you. We're also talking about indecision. I definitely don't like that for you, pile number 3, right? And then on top of it, it led to the Hermit energy being in the reverse. All right. You're feeling in current energies loneliness, isolation, like you've lost your way. We can't have that. This is why. Now I know. All right, pile number 3. You're the culprit. This is how important you are. You're the reason why we've even had tonight's session. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Because literally, you can take a look at the title. All right, probably resonated with you from the jump anyways. Like, oh, let me get my confirmation. Well, snuggle up, babe, because here it comes, okay? So pile number 3, we are with the tarot next talking about the Four of Wands. This is giving like root chakra energy, homestead energy. Okay, for some of you, this could be connecting to a lover of sorts. Doesn't have to be the case. This could be connecting to marriage. All right. It could also just be connecting to your sense of belonging. All right. But we've got this, I don't like this energy for you, the Five of Swords. All right. And in spite of that, we're still talking about Ace of Cups. We're still talking about Two of Cups. We're still talking about the Queen of them all. We're still talking about all 10 of them. And we're talking justice, okay? So there could be some significance to pile number 2 as well for you for tonight's session, pile number 3. All right, take what resonates, but I'm starting to see a little bit of a theme there. But the justice stance, okay? Maybe somebody does work in law enforcement. It doesn't have to be the case. Maybe somebody, I meant to say, I said law enforcement. I meant to say the judicial system. So like, it could be like law clerk. It could be like, of course, like attorney, something. I'm not getting a judge though. I mean, to be clear, for anyone wondering, but you be the judge of that, I suppose. But oh, bump. But the Queen of Pentacles, all right. Really talking about being grounded and safe. When you're dealing with root chakra vibes, right, you always want to feel safe. If and when you don't, I need you to know your inner child is part of the reasoning behind that, okay? to be clear, it should be more aptly stated, the ego of the inner child, right? And so this is why we're talking about the inner child so much, okay? I don't know, pile number 3, if you've been trying to just be like logic and like logic based and fair minded, such to the point where you have tried to completely stave off the inner child. But really, the cheat code here, babe, okay, whether that's you or not, is to let the inner child, like, basically be heard and understood and experienced, okay? Share in the energies of its strengths, okay? And especially if you've been, really kind of struggling to find joy in recent past, you got to integrate the inner child, honey bun. You've not played enough, okay? I know it sounds silly and I know it sounds simple, but it's both of those things in the most grandiose and glorious ways, okay? Sometimes, a lot of times, you guys, less is more. So where's the problem with the simple, right? Just saying. Queen of Pentacles is practical, business-oriented, grounded, and generous, okay? So this could be obviously a high key describing my collective member, right? This is also describing, for those that do resonate with having, someone out there that you're interested in, whether they're a twin flame or not. This is how you are coming across. This is how they perceive you to be. But there's this battle-worn energy as well, okay? And therein is the hesitancy as well as the self-sabotage. And there is a freaking theme of 9s tonight. They are just left and right slapping people in the face. My goodness. It's like I'm hearing oh my god, what song is that? Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, that's good. I can't get all the word. Wait, hold on a second. Oh my god, hold on a second. Okay. Maybe somebody's name is Max or Martin or Katie. All right, this is a Katy Perry song though. It says Hot and Cold. So this could be synchronistic of the way that you feel the energy between you and this person, pile number 3, or this could be synchronistic of the energy of you to you, okay? When you think about what are your intentions or what are your next steps regarding, you and this person. But it's basically talking about, the energy of like, yes, no, I don't know, how about now type of thing, hot and cold with it. And so this could be because one or more of you are in this residual energy of like, I don't want to word curse, but self-sabotaging, right? It's like, oh, this is going great, I don't know, I'm probably gonna mess it up, to the point where then somebody's saying words that shouldn't have been said, kind of thing. And not even in the sense of like anger. What I mean is like in the sense of lack, in the sense of non-believability, in the sense of lacking mustard seed. Okay, just saying. It's the 5 of Swords, right? Sometimes, you guys, when we're talking about the conflict, when we're talking about the 5 of Swords, we're not really actually talking about a sword fight, to be clear. And swords often do tell of the mental space. Okay, so this kind of conflict can, long story short, easily be like an inner turmoil type of turbulence as well, to be clear. Okay. Yeah, here's the inner child you're currently healing and or being asked to heal old emotional wounds, and this is stemming from childhood. Okay, so you know what makes sense, abandonment issues comes to mind. Any kind of triggers, in response to previous traumas dating back to your childhood, definitely most often come up in these type of connections. Okay, when you're being expected, when you're expected to like bear your all, and not even simply in the physical sense, right? Not even simply in the sexual sense, but in the emotional sense, in the mental sense, right? Like, how many of us know that if we told everything that we could ever think to even like remember that we've thought about, talked about, and or learned about, it's not something that is easily digestible, for the masses, or for at least people in our geographical demographics, perhaps. Just saying, not to word curse, but here's this double cord energy again, with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. There's the threes, okay? So whether someone is water sign, earth sign, or, I mean, I know this is Capricorn. Hold on 1 second. Somebody's like fearing being trapped in this. It's like, okay, maybe because it's good and then it's bad. Maybe because hurt people. Maybe because healing needed to take place. So you can't, for pile number 3, you would know if this is your pile, because it really kind of defies logic when you read the energy. It's like, okay, so like, you expected this person who maybe even told you that like they were still figuring things out to like know everything already. That's giving not green flag energy, right? Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I don't have everything figured out, and to be like, that's potential red flag, because what do you mean? And then on the other side of like, conversing it out a little bit more, you realize, oh, that person's like on the cusp of figuring that out, kind of thing. And, they'll too see that in time, blah, blah, blah. It's not always the case where it's like, man, that's a red flag, put a period on that, stamp it, shrink wrap it, because that's what it's going to be until its dying day, kind of thing, right? But this person could have been like fearing, you know, even over that of feeling trapped. It's like the fact that they didn't feel like you wanted to like trap them kind of made them mentally trap themselves. Like, well, hold on, because usually, when Shanice was around, this was expected of me, kind of thing, right? I could never really even just hold my head up, for fear that, she was going to be accusing me of looking at so and so, right? And, maybe irregardless, there were some differences spiritually, culturally, for you, pile number 3, between you and or this person, and it just became because they were needing grounding and or healing. It became as if it felt unsafe altogether. And so it was like ultimately like a no, self-preservation, no, I'm done, we're done, kind of thing, right? um Long story short, okay, this has allowed for you, collective member, those resonating with pile number 3, to essentially get to the nitty gritty of what you came here to do. So, long story short, we talk about all the time that this is new earth energy, very, 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 very beginning stages. You are here to co create it with source life force energy, right? Makes sense, okay? If you really study to show yourself approved, right? And so it stands to reason that you are integrating your higher self. And long story short, you are being asked to be the best version of yourselves here, pawn number 3. Anyone who can make sense of this, starting today. And that's not a call out to be like, because you've not been anything close to that in a while. No, right? But in the sense of like understanding the assignment and receiving confirmation of same. Okay, thank you. Next. That's all, right? But ask your spirit guides for assistance here. Tap in. And then listen to the voice, okay? Especially when it's persisting, right? You keep trying to make friends. You keep trying to make plans even with a certain friend, and it's like this, that, and the third happens. Take notes, okay? It might be your guides trying to save your life, okay? And not even saying that, the other person was trying to take it from you, but in the sense of perhaps they know something you don't know, especially if you're not tapping in, right? They might know that if in fact you do meet so and so at such and such, that it could be a setup. Okay, I don't even want to get into what that's about, right? Long story short, but guess what, pal number 3, you of all people got this card, okay? And the card states, quote, you are on the right path. So yes, the hell you are. Okay. It may not feel like it. It may not always sound like it. It may not always smell like it. I get it. Okay. Just saying. Right. But as far as this person in your energy, you are being called to experience them. Okay, so you too could resonate with pile number two. I believe that's kind of synchronistic or, trending as it were. But here's the sitch: your soul is actively finding those you're meant to experience life with. But the trigger is that's the trigger, isn't it? You're meant to experience life with them, and so that's triggering. And maybe that's triggering because hurt people, right? But now what of it? Okay. Well, what of it is you got to be like your spirit guide. Okay. You got to do like your spirit guide said. You got to do what God, Goddess, Source, Universe is guiding you to do. Why? Because your life plan is unfolding right now and as it should. All right. You are on the right path. You are in the right vibrational frequency to do this. Okay. You are up for the task. You are up for the challenge. But really, Spirit wants you to know true love can never really be lost. Okay. And long story short, you want this. Okay. This is something you've been manifesting, whether you want to admit that to yourself or not. And I know we always talk about, oh, intention, you got to infuse it with feelings. You're so powerful at this juncture and in this dispensation, long story short, that you don't really have to put forth a lot of effort, song, and dance into this, okay? You can just exist and think. You can just exist and manifest. And so what will you do now that you know that? Okay. Because long story short, some of you shows on this could have been not really understanding that you've been manifesting this person. And then you tell yourselves, I just wonder why I can't let them go. And it's like, because you are perhaps obsessing, right? And or overly focused. And long story short, this is that pesky divine timing coming in again. And I'm not talking about any one of our collective members, to be clear. But this is also why there is such variability on the time frame, that this person or you, if you flip the energies and or the roles reverse, can come in, because unless and until someone has done the work to make sure that they won't go from 0 to hero on the toxicity meter, the divine's not going to fuck around and have anyone purposefully play any dummy games. Not in this dispensation. There's too much to build. And you're being asked, pile number three, anyone who could make sense of this, quite frankly, to get into this universal flow. Some of you, it's time for you to slow down, okay? Somebody got to breathe more. Breath work comes to mind. This might assist you, okay, in a myriad of ways. If you would enact it out, action it out, look it up, study it, perform it, okay? But irregardless, take time to smell the roses. A lot more play, babe. Pile number three. Your inner child needs a hug, yeah, but it also needs to release, okay? What I mean by that is, you know how, like, you've had the best day ever as a child, if in fact you have played till you've worn yourself out. Perhaps you've gone on an adventure. Perhaps you caught up with an old friend, right? Perhaps you just stayed home and, made yourself comfortable, right? Entertained yourself in a pleasant way, however that looks for you, but engaging the inner child. When you are doing that, you are reconfirming that the child is safe, that the child is loved, and that you are in charge. I know that sounds delusional, but the more that you actually give that energy, that mental and heart space, type of vibrational frequency, long story short, to the essence of your inner child, the less you have to do it on the other side of that. So serious. But unless and until you do it, you could wreak havoc and self-sabotage from right to left and left to right as you please. And you are strong enough and more than capable to do just that. And that's why we're talking about it, because literally the choice is yours. And it is what it is. Source coming out for you too as well, pile number 3. My goodness. With another 734 reducing to. And you guys, 7s do speak to, in case no one's looked it up yet, rewards, closing out cycles, all right? It speaks to, you know, being divinely favored. It speaks to aspects of abundance even, as well as wish fulfillment. I mean, there's nothing that you wouldn't want to receive that's connected to that number that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay. But source is coming out, and this card indicating your connection to source is the light and love that shines through you and leads the way. So, I mean, you too have this ability about you. You too have this magic about you. You too are anointed, right? Long story short, and again, just like another pile here who will remain nameless, synchronicities, okay, are being asked to be understood, paid attention, noted, okay? 44 is literally the angel number. All right, it reduces down to 8, which speaks of being in the direct will and alignment of source energy. Okay, I mean, you're no small potatoes, to be clear. And you are being asked, oh my goodness, I just said magic through the channeling. You are being asked to allow the magic to unfold as synchronistic events lead you in a new direction. All right, lead you to this person, okay? To a new person, to a new version of this person even, okay? Not to say that when you lay eyes on them or vice versa, right? When they lay eyes on you, that you look 1,010% different. However, the energy won't lie. Okay, now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment, especially if you know that, you know, it would make more sense than not to eventually move under one roof together, okay, regardless of whose roof and where, right? Another 7 with the 61 reducing down to with the support team card. 2 minds are better than 1. It also says 3 minds are better than 2 and 4 minds are unstoppable. But it seems to me that, you know, this actual connection is part and parcel of power couple vibes, all right? This is something that you would feel like this person, you know, got away. They'd be the one that got away. That's like the worst. That's not the worst out of all of the scenarios in existence, but it is not a high vibrational one. It doesn't feel good. Okay, it's not good, right? So pile number 3, self-love coming out for you. You're learning your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love yourself, all right? Very important that self-love is your lifestyle, not just something you do once a week on a Sunday, to be clear, okay? Now, your soul lesson connected to this, pile number 3, is regarding the aura chakra, okay, referencing the auric field, all right, long story short, and it's connecting to the subject of nobility, all right? You know, how will you keep your authenticity whilst communicating some harder truths, right? And still being brave enough to face down the potentiality that, you know, things may not get up off the ground with this person and or stay off the ground. And I say to that, hasn't that already been the case? And so what of it? Because did you die? You know, at some point you just got to bully fear the fuck out of your way. Okay? Because otherwise you're submitting to it to the point where it's now your authority, and that's really sad and can be life-threatening, and nobody wants that, to be clear. Okay. um I am the light of my soul, third eye chakra. You guys are having an awakening of sorts, okay? Because you definitely are connected, you are anointed, okay? Whether you understand that or say it that way or not, long story short, I'm hearing to say it that way though. There could be some significance again to the number 9, the number 27, the number 4, the number 22. Okay, 22 is literally a master angel number. It speaks to being that of a teacher of sorts, as well as a whole host of other things you maybe want to look up. Okay, pile number 3. But the soul lesson here is perception, all right? And so you've got this third eye awakening to assist you. It's kind of like getting the scales off of your third eye to assist you with seeing clearly, seeing yourself clearly, seeing your abilities clearly, and seeing your weight as properly placed upon your existence, your abilities, all of that, right? And knowing that, all is well, like the card stated, knowing that as long as you kind of stay in the game, as long as you face this connection, as long as you allow love in, right, you will have more to be grateful for, you will have more to overcome, right? But that's a get grateful message, not a doom and gloom message, to be clear. Okay. um so speak with good intent. Maybe this person is in your energy, and or whatever challenges this connectionship does ask you to face. It's helping you, because on the other side of you learning to do what? Speak with good intent. On the other side of you learning to speak with sincerity. Okay, even though it's some of the harsher truths, even though it's not one of those truths that maybe necessarily everybody loves to face and or hear about, right? um you are learning to integrate your like authentic raw expression into everyday conversations. Okay. And this person could be part and parcel of teaching you that. That could be why that master number, angel number 22 came out as well. There could be some significance to swans, whether black and or white. Okay. There could be some significance to that movie. I think it was called simply Black Swan. I'm not sure. Could be some significance to ballet. Could be some significance to yin yang, as well as Asian culture, right? But this, as this card states, it says, I listen to opposing opinions. So you are understanding how to listen more, and or this person is teaching you, whether they want to put it that way or not, whether they have full total awareness of that or not, to really, like, it's giving like Hamilton vibes when oh my god, who is the guy? But he tells Hamilton, talk less, smile more, right? Um, Sometimes, again, like we've said earlier in the channeling tonight, less can be more. All right. Uh, Here is the sitch. One of you could be more like logic and or religious, or climbing out of that. I don't know, it's a little fuzzy there. And then the other seems to be like freaking Isis. Like, like tapped in, like goddess. Like, did you actually take steps, or are you levitating, kind of thing, right? And so this is also very daunting. This is also very ancient Egyptian vibes. Okay, so whether that's through Isis, whether that's through Ra, whether you subscribe to be that phoenix rising, all right, but you're being guided to allow laughter in. All right, this person coming to you in this new phase, in this new dispensation, maybe, and more aptly stated to say, perhaps, in this new version of themselves, as well as you, collective. Okay, they are going to assist you with invoking laughter, as well as peace. Okay. And friendly reminder, there's going to be other offers, okay, looking to test you. All right. You benefit by being grateful for the fact that in spite of you not being able to look to the left or the right, into your phone pictures or not, okay, of evidence of this, but that all is well between you and this person. All is well in the sense of the divine having your back, that you should have love. I mean, that in and of itself is the win, right? I mean, could you imagine if you didn't have that and you said, ha ha, divine, I planned, and you know what, I manipulated, and you know what, I bargained and I made deals so that somebody would love me. And if and when, some people are like this too, like, hear me out, right? It's like, and on top of it, if and when that person falls through, I got three more in the clip, and it's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Where was the love? Like, what are you talking? Because that seems like it's a fear-based hoarding type of situation, and really that's not okay, and really that would be toxic, okay? But you are asked to accept not the multitude, but that one into the fold, into your heart space, okay? And you know, if you are having some body dysmorphia, if you are overcoming some sort of like and you know it happens to the best of us, but you know I'm picking up on a lack of confidence referable to the meat suit here, whether guy girl what have you, whether divine feminine or divine masculine or not. It's like somebody does not want me to say that part. I don't know if there's something that literally makes this person feel shame about themselves, like I'm not even getting it's like the normal what you think, like, oh, the weight, is it the fupa? No, it's more like sexual trauma. It's more like functionality behind some PTSD, perhaps. Okay, that's not for everyone there, but that's somebody's something. And the guidance here: I unleash my wildness and choose to be free. There's something about, hey, guess what? In spite of being inside of a relationship, you can same deal have freedom. Da-da, 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 da-da. Like, now that you know that, you can breathe and then also receive the love and be accepting, right? So, yeah, your inner compass knows the way, but like, what will you do with it, though? I mean, it's like you can get a 59 gabillion tarot readings to be like, yep, that's exactly what you should do. But unless until you actually believe and then action out, none of it makes any sense, because somebody could prophesy over you over and over again, whether with tarot cards assistance or not, that yeah, you're winning, and the whole time, if you decided to choose to self-sabotage the crap out of that, the person, prophetess, the tarot reader, the psychic medium, or not, right? So what of it that they have to say anything if and when you cancel all of that out with your non-belief and your inaction? Just saying, right? And it's like the card came out. Tap into your spirit guides. Be like your spirit guides, right? Your spirit guides know what to do, but they can't do it all for you. And that has to be okay, because you came here to do stuff anyways. So act like it, live like it, love like it, and manifest like it, with the freedom that is part and parcel of your birthright package. Hello, hey, hi. I better be talking to somebody. All right? Somebody, your dreams are revealing what's real and as well as simultaneously what's possible. Ooh, I said what I said. Okay? There's levels to this, all right? I don't want to sugarcoat and or spoon feed every aspect of this to you, because even if I did, so what of it? Unless and until you kind of get turned on yourselves here, unless and until you kind of actually focus and tap in here, so what of anything coming out of my mouth? How about that? I'm not a mindful, it's still here. If you're still here, I'd like to say it's because you've made the choice to win, all right? I want that for you. And I expect that for you. I believe in you. All right. So trust the change unfolding in your life here. Trust this, new, updated circumstance, even referable to this connection. Okay. And trust in your freedom in it all, in spite of the connection. The divine's not here to set you up to shackle you. I'm so serious. The divine has unshackled your ass more times than you can count. So please don't get it twisted now. All right. It is safe and beautiful to express your sensuality with this person. All right, whether guy, girl, what have you. Maybe you are a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Maybe you should be and aren't. All right, maybe that's part of the issue. Okay, but you're being guided to understand that it is safe to essentially fuck around and find out in this one. All right, it is okay to express yourself lovingly with two consenting adults, okay, to be clear, right? You are the weaver of your reality. So again, just kind of like a few moments back when we talked about that stoop or that porch, perhaps, you want to go outside and tell the rainiest day and or the sunniest that it's going to be a shit day. That's you weaving that shitty day, okay? You are the weaver of your reality. So now, with that knowledge, dare I say, power, what will you do with it? Okay. What you won't do, okay, I decree and I declare, is worry. All right. Affirmation, I can handle whatever life brings to me. And yes, you can, collective, because you've done it how many freaking times? And you've done it not alone always and in all ways. You've done it with the same divine assistance and backing as you always had. However, this is the soft era of you living life because you know now, right, that you are divinely and spiritually backed. Therefore, you know that you are protected, right? Therefore, you know that you are patient in spite of divine timing. Ooh, didn't see that one coming, but that's valid too, right? All right. So, affirmation for you as well, pile number 3. I am tuned into the energy of those I care about. All right. But be mindful. Don't overarch the energy such to the point where you lose you, where you lost focus on you, where you no longer are in the frame. All right. Just to use a directorial or visual reference there. Right. And so maybe this was part and parcel of the fear, whether on your side or one or more of you here, okay, that maybe would be the case because of the obsession, because of the hurting people, and or the I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I don't have a better word right now, the brokenness kind of energy, right? Like this person could be like have like an anxiety attachment disorder of sorts, and there are a couple of those. Okay, I'm not here to diagnose, but I'm definitely not unmindful that there could be a diagnosis. Maybe this person does have a diagnosis officially, or should have one, perhaps. That's not for me to say, right? And lastly, but certainly not least, from this particular deck, the affirmation stating, quote, I enjoy getting in touch with who I am as an individual. All right, so whether this is exploring, in the sense of your sexuality, whether this is exploring, what it actually sounds like and feels like when you raise your boundary, when challenged on it, right? Kind of thing, that you are able to withstand its upholding. By its, I'm still talking about the boundary, to be clear. Um, I live each moment with a presence of gratitude coming out, as well as my community is supportive, loving, and active in the role. So, many of you connected to pile number 3, you could be saying, what community beyond, perhaps what we got here, which definitely counts, you guys. My goodness, right? So there's that. But this could be a form of affirmation manifestation, quite frankly. Many of us do understand that we are to be grateful for what all ever that we have, even before and beyond our viewpoints of it, right? The tangibility of it, okay? And we do often kind of like reference that referable to the realm and or aspects of love, but same deal with your supportive community. Okay, you can call them in by being grateful just the same. You can, you don't have to sit there and like name them all and like focus on each person's varying skin, melanin or not, right? Because so what of it? All right. But you can be grateful for those people very much actively coming to you, very much actively aligning with you in the now space, just the same. And that will allow for them to be seen all the more faster in your now space, long story short. Okay. But either way, you guys, long story short as well. Um, when you're in an energy of being grateful for anything, whether you want to call it little or ginormous, right? You're always going to get more things to be grateful for. Isn't that neat the way that works by the divine? All right. So continue on with that self love. It is not only a journey, but a lifestyle. Again, not something that you do simply and solely once a week. Please and thank you. Integrate that inner child, okay? Because, man, the inner child is part and parcel of assisting you with balancing some of these other energies out. Okay, once you have all of your aspects of you that you can tap into, as you have awareness. So, what perhaps they be? Well, we're talking about the inner child, yes. But there's also the masculine as well as feminine energies, and there's also the dark as well as light aspects of both of those, and all of those, okay, inclusive of your inner child. And so once you realize what all you're working with, okay, because many of you, you know, you have been, I don't want to say this word again, the T word, right? And there's that angel number, literally the angel number 44 coming up for you again. All right. Um, it's like it's one thing, as the card states, to acknowledge that you've been traumatized, but how much more of a magnified focus should you have on the fact that, in spite of that truth, you are actively healing? Okay, magnify the good here. All right, you don't have to go back and relive every aspect of the tragic nature of your history, right? Unless and until you're being asked, and many of us are, I mean, I get it, to look at certain aspects of, you know, our life path, our timeline, our decision making. Okay, so I don't mean to seem like, oh, that should never be a thing, but long story short, please focus on the fact that you haven't given up, and focus on the fact that because you are here, supported by unseen divine forces that back you. Of course, this too shall pass. Of course, you will get through. I mean, you weren't here to just be the T word, right? You were here to tell about that glorious story on the other side of that going on. Okay, and part and parcel reason why that had to even go on is so that you could resonate with others who are experiencing same or worse. Okay, and when you kind of slice that pie again, I don't know why pie keeps coming through the channeling, but you really do understand it to be a lot more palatable. It's like, okay, this makes sense in the sense that I now have helped myself to the point where I've helped other people, whether I was directly and or intentionally 110% intending to do just that. My actions, my not giving up, my words to myself, my forms of love to myself, given to myself firstly, so that I'm able to, with greater capacity, outreach or with my love and heal all the more because you're charged up and ready to go to do the same, right? I mean, once you really start looking back and pulling some of these emotions or passions, dare I say, out of the way, it becomes a lot more crystal clear, you guys. Don't give up at this, okay? Um, and really, that's why we're talking, because you haven't given up. So thank you. And also, same deal. Congratulations. Okay. I love to talk about that. The fact that you've not given up. Okay. So, Spirit saying, enjoy, excuse me, get, Spirit is saying, enjoy getting in touch with who you are as an individual. Okay. But how would you do that if you weren't being like 1,010% authentic? You'd have to. It's kind of a prerequisite. Otherwise, I mean, who are you getting in touch with? Like, you wouldn't even know, would you? Like, is this the thing? I mean, doesn't seem safe, right? Maybe that's part and parcel of what you've been kind of like mulling over or actioning out through, learning the lesson the hard way, perhaps, right? But I digress. Yeah, this person coming to you is going to assist you with healing some of these I want to say like darker natured qualities, right? Or characteristics. And threes, I'm looking at two of them right now, so 33 could even be a number of some significance, okay, to be clear. Yeshua could be very much working for you, as well as this connection behind the scenes, whether you have aware of it or not, whether you have awareness of it or not. Either way, it's still talking about ascended master realm presence and awareness, for you, yes, but also of this connection. So, long story short, it's being assisted, that it actually have a fighting chance, okay? Another go around, but not in the sense of just like pussyfooting around, but in the sense of like actually like getting on board with the divine agenda and plan. I mean, if this is your twin flame, you know, you don't come here without a blueprint. Maybe you feel like that, and maybe you to this day don't know what all may be connecting to that blueprint, that energy, that even in the metaphysical sense, right? But it's a thing, okay? You need to accept that, you know, some of you, need to accept that you are a twin flame, perhaps, okay? Or this is your person, the sentiment for your person, all right? Yeah, because this card, I regard all altars with respect. This tells of some ignorance, and that's not me trying to be mean. It's just, you know, how do you know you don't know something, all right, until you learn it, kind of thing, until you know it. So there could have been some sort of hesitancy because it was like this person realized like, oh no, wait, how do you even know that? And then like it checked out right with your intuitive ass that you know, you got. Um, this person could have also been listening to other people's opinions that were opposing you. It's like, you know, ops, right? It's like, oh no, not that one. And the whole time they're like fearing you, like, oh, do they know I was the one that tried to say like, can they hear my thoughts, right? You know, and it's like, dude, karma's already chewing that ass, huh? But yes, this is just giving something for you to, you know, it's like it's giving experience for you to put under your belt so that you can lay claim to a deepened sense of higher ground. Soul lesson here is perception, all right? That third eye chakra awakening. And this gift, this connection is the gift, all right? The gift of connection. Crown chakra is also coming through, but I read that really, quite frankly, to be connecting back to, hey, guess what? This love that triggers the fuck out of you is actually love, is actually the gift, right? And it's giving, but did you die, right? And the person's still going, I don't know, I'm still freaking out kind of vibes. That's the energy I'm tapping into right now. I wish I could sugarcoat it at the end and make it seem like they were going to come in like right now. But this again is purposeful because as you have the, and I want to be like real clear here. I'm not asking people to be illusioned and stay illusioned as to an unrequited love or lover situation. But to be clear as best I can in this late hour. Pile number 3. This is not a scenario where you've got a delusion that's too hard. Whoever I'm speaking to, you've got like hard facts, you've got receipts, you've got evidence as to, you know, this being the person, this being the one. All right. And at the same time, that is triggering and scary as ever for you. All right. And I'm not here to word curse. I'm trying to explain the energy, right? But on the other side of this third eye awakening, okay, this aura field even being cleansed, perhaps, on the other side of the disturbance in the frequency, meaning the ascension, not disturbance in the sense of like, oh no, shots fired, right? Okay. But there's something about perception. It's like you have the, just like even like that shots fired. It's like you could have either went, you know, left or right with it. And I need you to know, you know, that choice is still yours. I'm not saying like don't do left, don't do right. All I'm saying is be mindful of what you are perceiving and how you are perceiving it, because essentially you're looking through that perception lens as to some form of reality. And sometimes, you guys, that lens is not as accurate as it can be. It's not as crystal clear, no pun intended. But really, I mean, if the divine sets it up, of course, I'll knock it down, kind of thing. So, just saying. All right. But I think you know where I'm going with that for the most part. But your life is unfolding as it should, and it is to include this person, these people, all right? However that resonates for you. You are being guided to go with that universal flow. And again, some of you maybe need to take some time out, maybe bench yourselves, maybe take a detox break, right? You know, whether that's simply and solely from social media and or just, you know, life in general. It's like get centered, get with you, get with your guides, and get the bag kind of thing, right? And on the other side, you will get this clarity, but please and thank you, please, I implore you, do not forget about the inner child on this one. All right, you've come too far, and the inner child can you up, okay? Like royally, if you allow for that, especially where its ego is integrated, all right? Ego of anyone and or any kind outside of balance, very dangerous, very self-sabotagey, if I do say so myself, okay? So don't be that one. You guys, if anything resonates and you need some more clarity, personal readings are definitely damn sure open. All right. So there's that. If anything resonated and you'd like to tip or donate, just so you know, that is a thing. There's such a thing as super chats, but also even in the description box below, you will find some payment information there. And I just really want to say thank you guys for hopping on to another live stream. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that made it. The bell has rung. This is where I leave you, though. Please enjoy the rest of your night, and I very much look forward to seeing you the next time. All right, thanks for coming out. All right. Oh, what cards do you like, Fiona? The Doodle tarot deck, is that the one? I know, I think they're cute too, a little. Okay, let's see here, Fiona. Okay. All right, so we literally have the yes card talking about ships coming in. The reason why often the fishermen in the more traditional decks like this are depicting the fisherman, and he is actively becoming even more hope-filled and grateful, because literally laying eyes on tangible evidence of his ships coming in, his ability to sell his wares, to make money, and to get off that island, long story short. So pretty apropos, I suppose, in answer to the question, Siona. All right. Congratulations on your new job. You're very welcome. Much love and light, you guys. All right. If no one else has anything, all right, please, you guys, manifest. Go to bed and think about how you are grateful that in your tomorrow, everything's already worked out. You're already healthy. You're already happy. You're already heard and seen. Okay. Because that's you doing your part to set things up, long story short, so that you don't really have too many more bad experiences. You guys, in New Earth, yeah, we're building, yeah, we're doing big things and stuff, but we're at the same time actively setting ourselves up to experience the soft era, the soft life. I mean, haven't you gone through enough? All right, just saying. All right, so don't make it any harder, you guys. You got to do the work, and that's okay too, because even when you're doing your part, to be clear, and I feel like I didn't mention this, you're very much divinely assisted. You're very much divinely protected, the same as ever. Okay, but on the other side of the clarity on that fact, and on the other side of your believability, okay, and your hope-filledness, I'm just making up stuff, go with it, right? But you know what I'm saying, right? Then you really get to living out the experience that you came here for, and we call that the good life, more often than not, to be clear. Not the punishment, not the hell on earth, not the fire and brimstone, okay? And it is what you make of it, right? All right, much love and light, you guys. I very much look forward to the next live stream. But until the next time, please and thank you. Check out those channel messages. All right, there's something in there for you. Read the titles. Ask Holy Spirit, all right, to guide you. I trust that you're being guided even now to your next message. And thank you so much for checking it out and being a supporter of the mission, which really is to get more free messages out to beautiful souls like yourselves. And thank you for those that will hit the like, that will share the video, tell your friend, tell your mama about the channel, somebody, anybody. All right. All right. I thank you guys so much, and stay fabulous, will you? You can't help it, I know. I have the best collective hands down. What am I saying? Much love and light, you guys.